Hey, Jake with Revive Exteriors. We're working with Mr. Turpin at his residence, South End Drive in Carrollton, Georgia. Claim number is 1198T420N. We got the scope back. We've got the back slope being replaced. We do have a couple concerns with that real quick while we're on it. Back slope gets replaced, but we have these two gables. It does show on the scope that the left would have the repairs on them, but if we're taking up the back slope does tie under these. So if the back slope comes up, these two gables would have to come off in order to replace those because the shingles run under there as a full length. We do have the yellow down there outlined where the ice and water would go. That is 3 feet of ice and water. It has to run in the middle of the valley, underneath on the decking, around the felt. Then we put the shingles on top for layers of water protection. Same as that one over there on both sides. Back slope goes underneath both. What we're concerned about though is we do have some repairs on the front slope where the back slope being replaced. This front slope, still undetermined if it's repairable, so that's why we're here today. I've got one of the damaged shingles here. It is over the garage, but it is the front facing slope, street to my back right now. This orange shingle is the one we're going to attempt to replace. It did have the damage across it from the wind. I have outlined 4 other shingles that are directly above. The reason I do that, there are 2 fastener courses. These shingles are typically 13 inches high, so 13 inches from here falls under that top second shingle. I'm going to have a course of fasteners there, course of fasteners here in order to release this damaged shingle. In order to do so, I've got to get under, pull those nails out. There's usually 3 to 4, maybe 5 across those courses. I'm going to start there. We'll start by releasing these as careful as possible, just so I don't have any tension that runs from getting the shingle out. Our goal here is, is to make sure that we don't have any indirect damage that's caused from these repairs. Because then it just turns into a domino effect of having to do repairs, and then your 2 or 3 shingles turns into 23 shingles and so on and so forth. And that's why I'm here. All right, so those are released. What I'm going to do is find and locate those fasteners first. And typically I'm not trying to go any higher than 2 or 3 fingers up with these, but I do need to be able to see where those fasteners are in order to get them. Standard repair techniques. That's what I use. Now we'll go to the second one and find those nails. This one. Yeah, in this one. On this bottom course. Go. another one somewhere. Had 3 there. So what I do, take a look at this shingle, is of course where it comes off of this one, we like to make sure there's no mat transfer. We do have some mat transfer. And the issues that's going to cause is when we put another shingle under there, these adhesive strips are designed by the manufacturer to seal after they're installed with a little bit of heat so that it keeps the wind from going between the shingles. Over time, that adhesive can wear out, but what you don't want to happen is put a new one in and not have enough adhesive on the back side to seal on the top side of these shingles. Same with the back. So move that right there. Make sure I get the rest of these nails out. I think I missed 1 or 2. Yep. Flat. And I know we try to be as gentle as possible with these, but they are asphalt shingles, so kind of still got to get in there and get them out. And just right now, I don't know if you can zoom in, the granule loss we've already got from just removing that shingle, that shows us that we're probably going to have something going on once we get this back in. We'll examine. We just got a standard architectural shingle that was close to the gray color as possible. It's a little longer than the ones that are under there. Cool. And just stopping right there. So I did take a shot. I took a picture before we started, just so we can see everything, and then as we're going, this shingle above, it looks like it's starting to crease. That's what we're concerned about, is additional indirect damage that happens as we continue this process. Creasing, tearing, nail pulls, heavy granule loss, all that plays a factor when attempting to repair. Go by the forensic engineers guidelines and things that are allowed and not allowed. Also, I've got to get this shingle up to get that nail perpendicular on that nail strip. You can see the nail strips here. I'll slide this down so you can see a little bit better. The nail strip is outlined for us. Right above here is where that laminate, there's 2 layers. I've got to put that nail right there above it, but I've also got to tuck that nail strip to where it's hidden for best water shedding, wind protection, all of the above. Standard 2-inch nail. And I do have to get this shingle up. Start that nail. There. Same here. Again, we try to be gentle, make these work. Found a good position here that's comfortable. So I apologize for the slower video. Move up to this next one. Of course, 2 rows of fasteners, got to go to the one above them also and find a spot that that nail did not come out of. Now, typically, some folks like to use pneumatic nailers. Those are a bit larger in size and really push these shingles up, and can really cause more damage because the size of the nailer. But just based off that repair, I can tell you that it has failed, and that was kind of our concern. We know the back did. Right here, you want to zoom in, and I'll take a still shot of it, but heavy crease here that wasn't there before, creasing here, creasing across the top, here, and it kind of continues all the way down the shingle. So it would, by definition, be a failed repair. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the video, we're gonna review it with the insured, let them know what we see, what we found. We're gonna attempt it on another slope, but as for now, we're gonna take a couple photos of this so you can see it. We'll send this in to State Farm also after we review it with the homeowner, the insured, and go from there. That's it.